Hey everybody, welcome back to the Teenaging Podcast. My name is Nikki and I'm joined today by
Rihanna.
and
Sarah.
cool. Every time I do this, I still close my eyes and it's like I do it in a commercial voice. Like I don't even talk like that. Like seriously, I don't talk like that.
If it
Anyway.
makes you feel better, I do like peace signs when I say my name because I
Oh,
don't know
really?
what else to do.
I wish I could see this in real life.
I just say my name.
Oh, boring.
Say my name. Okay, stop
Basic.
before this gets published.
Yeah.
It's gonna be blackmail.
Tell your weird story, Sarah.
This is not from personal experience, okay? I'm just giving you a broad understanding of what happens in every film, okay? Let me set the scene. You're in a classroom, you're sitting, doing your works, you are an educated person. You look you look across the classroom. He looks into your eye. You look back. The eye contact is overwhelming. You know something's about to happen in the next couple months.
That sounds
Oh
like the
my
shittiest fan fiction I've ever read. Like
Buy it on Wattpad. Wait, do you buy things on Wattpad? I don't know.
Oh, maybe. I mean, you gain money from it, so like
Really?
probably. Yes, you gain money from Wattpad. I was seriously considering writing fan fiction for like thousands of dollars.
Okay.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
You don't even have to try that hard. Like people's what's it called? Standards on Wattpad are sad.
No. I read one of them. It was like nice. Okay,
Have
no,
you
no, no.
seen some of the grammar in them? Like I saw one
Oh.
where it was like, it was sad. Like I don't know if they even knew what like a comma was.
Yeah, guys, I was seriously like considering like doing Wattpad stories because I don't know if I told you guys, but in primary school, I used to write joke like fan fiction story for my friends who were supposedly liking each other. Okay, they were supposedly in a relationship or something, or like they had a thing. So like I just created one. Okay, don't judge me. I did it as a joke. It was the name of a joke. I showed everyone, and they like
Nikki told us this story.
yeah, and like one time like people requested it, so I would have to like fake it. So I was like, oh yeah, I wrote it, but it's a secret, I don't want to tell you. But then it would be months ahead and like they would never get anything. But yeah, I think I had a reputation to make up really weird stories about people.
That's a weird reputation. But okay.
Yeah, I got weird a lot in primary school. I don't know.
Rihanna.
Yes.
Have you seen the Watermelon Sugar music video?
Oh, that sent me to another planet. I was mind blown
wow.
by it.
Bro, literally woke up at 2 a.m. for it. Like I was like ready for this premiere.
It was the best music video I've ever seen in my
What
life.
happened? I have to watch this after.
Oh my god, Nikki, you know this. We were blessed. We were blessed. But like
Harry Styles
after watching,
didn't hold back. He did
after
not hold
watching
back.
that video, not only did I want a watermelon, but like I swore to myself that I was never gonna date anyone unless they were up to that standard. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna be single for the rest of my life and just support my king. Like, that's it. Like, I've decided I'm happier this way. Like, I've just been so happy, just solely supporting him.
Yeah, literally the influence of social media and like actors, singers, literally anyone has set my standards up so high, it can never be brought back down.
Yeah, you're so right. Like all the movies and like any media that I've consumed has raised my expectations of guys and dating to the bar, especially like idealized relationships.
Yeah.
But oh my god, I was watching Barbie vlogs. It's so cute.
Ken really a real one. Ken is a real one. Oh my goodness.
I know they have so much chemistry and their voices are so real, even though they're literally 2D characters.
Nikki talking about Bobby. Their voices are real, are genuine.
I
No, but
genuinely
honestly,
loved it.
Barbie Life in the Dream House, Ken was so loyal to
I
Barbie. I was like,
know.
wow,
Ken
I
had
want that.
eyes for nobody but Barbie. Like, absolutely nobody else. Doesn't matter what Raquel said, how Raquel tried to seduce him, he was only gonna be with Barbie.
Wait, do you guys watch the recent Barbie vlogs?
On
No.
Netflix?
No, what? No, no, like on YouTube. Like they post on Barbie official, like Barbie
Oh
vlogs.
no, I haven't seen
Oh,
that.
that's what I was talking about. Barbie vlogs. They're great. Like you
We
should
were
totally
talking
watch.
about life in the dream house.
Nah, man. Oh, well, it's like based on the concept of Barbie in the Dream House, but they look a bit different. I don't know, but there's so much chemistry. Like they just bounce off each other so well. It's like they're real people. I swear.
Yeah. But you know what the thing is? Like, you know when like you have those like really high standards, but then when you like go back into reality, like your standards lower so much. Like I don't okay, this sounds so sad, but let me explain. Let me explain.
It's okay.
I mean like okay, Rihanna and I will like look at a music video and we'll be like, yes, like this is what I need in my life. And then we will like go back into like our high schools or whatever, and we'll like these people that just like they don't treat you like good
Like
like good at
nowhere
all.
near.
Yeah,
You would
nowhere near to
think,
that standard. But you know what the thing is? We only accept the love we think we deserve. And we might have these expectations, but when we get back into reality, we accept a love that like isn't worth it. Like I look back at some of my past like crushes and I'm like, why? Why did I do that?
Right. It's like we just like the first person that gives us any love or attention or
Mhm.
affection,
Mhm.
and or like who calls us pretty or whatever, and we're like, oh my
Yeah.
god, you're the dream guy.
But if a guy all they can say or compliment you on is you're pretty and like sometimes they slip in a you're funny and smart, it's not worth it, guys. Like, like take it from me, not worth it.
yeah, like the validation and like a male's attention is very nice at first, but then it's just like, no, this is not gonna work
Yeah.
out at
Especially
all.
when you're starved from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Um,
sometimes we look for someone when like you know we're emotionally distressed from something else, we need some type of support system, and when you get that from someone it doesn't matter what the standard is, you're like yeah that's okay, and you start to rationalize whatever they do because you're like no like you know he likes me and he calls me pretty like no like that shouldn't be your standard. Like we idolize these people on film, but then in real life we always accept like love that is so much below that standard because we're so like hungry for whatever validation we can get first that we don't
right.
Yeah.
stop and think, you know?
Yeah, and it's like this different kind of validation because obviously the compliments and love you get from friends is not the same. Like, of course, you appreciate that a lot, but the attention you get from, like, let's say a guy that you like is so much more different, and it feels like really special and nice. I don't want to say better, but it's a lot more powerful, let's say, I guess, you
Yeah,
know?
for
Yeah,
sure.
So,
the romantic dynamic is just
mm-mm.
it's very different. Like whether it's with a guy or a girl, whoever like you're romantically like attracted to, when like they say that, you feel more validated as a person because you know that like a part of you is like so they'd be down or for whatever. Like no, it's we're so hungry to find something because we need to kind of like validate ourselves that we're wanted. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
I think it kind of all links back to that idea like, oh, by this certain age, I want this and this and this. I want a family, I want this, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, sometimes we need to take time for ourselves to understand how we can love ourselves first. I know it's cliche, love yourself, but truly it's a thing to like, first you need to like kind of grasp what you love about yourself and how you can improve yourself before you can give that love to somebody else.
Exactly. That's a really good point, Sarah. And I think the reason why a lot of people struggle with that, like self-love and everything, is obviously because of low self-esteem and that like it's the questions that run into your mind, especially when you start dating or like, you feel like you have a chance with someone, is the questions like, "Oh, am I good enough? do I deserve love? Like, am I too ugly to get a boyfriend or whatever, or girlfriend? Why does no one like me? And those kind of questions run through your mind when you got low self-esteem, and it's really hard to like someone. Oh, it's really hard for anyone to like you, which is why
Yeah.
obviously you're not in a relationship. But that happens to a lot of people, and know that if you are one of them, you're not alone. Um, I think there's also another thing that kind of makes us feel like almost a little pressured to be in a relationship, or just feel a bit insecure that we're not, is that all our friends are doing it. So it's like this FOMO idea again, where if all your friends are dating and in the dating scene, or a lot of people like them, you kind of feel like you have to be a part of that too
Mhm.
and jump on that bandwagon, because you don't want to be, I guess, like alone or left out, or like,
Yep.
yeah.
Recently I was watching this like Netflix comedy special, right, by this guy named Daniel Sloss, and he talked about this idea of like our lives being like a puzzle, right? And
Mm.
every little part is something we're passionate about or what makes us us. And partners, sometimes we're so quick to try and find something so we can kind of finish our puzzle that we kind of jam them into a spot that they don't actually deserve to be in, right? And the thing
Mm.
is, right, there's like this stigma that being single is like like it's just directly correlated with lonely, but the thing is, being single doesn't necessarily mean that you're lonely or you're upset, because there's something empowering about being able to be by yourself and be happy with what you have. And I don't think that being in a relationship validates that you are more whole as a person than someone who's not. And like, I guess that sometimes people see it as a thing, like a check off like a list in life, like
Mm.
things that you have to do. And we're so quick to do it that we don't take time to actually figure out like what we like and what we want to kind of have for the rest of our lives. So, that whole statistic that like 50% of people, get divorced, it's because we're so quick to kind of find a piece and stick it into our puzzle so we can say that we've completed life's challenges. But sometimes you got to take time to discover what you like before you fully commit to something.
Yes, that's so well put, Sarah. Thank you. That, you know what? Okay, I know this is a very more childish version of what you said, but in Never Have I Ever, I hate the show, but in Never Have I Ever, the girl, Debbie, one of her, I guess, high school goals, and the first thing that she says to her friends as well, is this year we're gonna get a boyfriend, as if it's like, a checklist of your teenage
Mhm.
years again. And um and then that really brings into the question of what we actually need versus what we want. Like,
Yeah.
again, what you said, Sarah. Like, her therapist, Devi's therapist in the show, said, "Do you think you would even make a good girlfriend if you're in a relationship?" And that really dawned on her. And I think that's a really good point that she brought up as well, because a lot of time we're so caught up in being part of, like, I guess, I don't want to say trend. What is it? Being the same as everyone else, that we
No,
don't.
no, no. What's that High School Musical song about being a part of uh the status quo? It's like a
Yeah.
status quo.
Yeah, sure, yeah, like that. And it's like it feels like a checklist. So, but it makes you, I guess, blindsided by your own flaws as well, and what you can't, and how unprepared you are to be in a relationship. Because I feel like even as kids, you know as you said, Sarah, the very cringy synopsis of the Wattpad, any look, any glance, any attention under the opposite gender, or like really
Yeah.
anyone gives you, you kind of rush into that relationship and think it's the one, I guess. Oh, but obviously that can't be helped. But my point is that a lot of times we're I guess pulled into relationships that we're emotionally and mentally unprepared for, and
Hmm.
a lot of the time because we're blinded by not blinded. We haven't worked our own flaws yet, and I
Yeah.
think we have to focus that a lot more. Like, we have to work hard to feel secure in ourselves and make consistent, conscious efforts to work on our own flaws. So, we are a better girlfriend or boyfriend in a relationship. So, I guess, yeah,
Hmm.
that's my point. But yeah, I think. I think another issue for me, especially, is that I have no one to like. So, I mean, I'm not saying that if I like someone, I'll be in a relationship, but I'm saying like obviously the possibilities are very low because I just can't find anyone I like, you know?
You
Mm.
So I
don't, you
don't know.
can't find a spark.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Um, from the other side of the spectrum, if you feel like you're ready and you've kind of explored like your flaws and you're able to kind of reconcile with them and you've tried to improve on yourself and you're just ready to go out there to just try live out your teenage life, that's okay too. You know, sometimes you gotta play the field to understand that what you like, right?
Hmm.
You know, I think that there's like this kind of stigma whenever like guys go out and like date like multiple girls. It's a thing like, oh my god, you're so cool, bro. Like, oh
What a
my god,
player.
you're a player. But then if you're a girl, it's just like, oh, you're a whore. Like, oh, you're such a
Mm.
slut. And I don't think that anybody should look at it that way. Like, we're all trying to figure out who is best for us because not one sole person is going to be perfect for everyone. Okay, like we're all very different, we all have different needs and we bounce off different people, so it's okay if you're on the other side of the spectrum and you want to go experiment, you want to see what you're attracted to, who you like, who suits you, who will make you a better person, and who can you make a better person.
Wow, Sarah, full of good, wise advice today. Wow. Yes, I think
Someone's
that's very true.
experience.
Shut up. No, 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 no.
Yes, 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 yes. Sure. But yeah, a lot of time we are prepared, and that's really good. But I think beforehand, obviously we should always work on our flaws. Sometimes the reason why we're not we can't find opportunities to be intimate with another person is maybe because of pickiness, maybe because there's fear of intimacy, or or like fear of commitment, unhealthy attractions, pride, self-esteem again, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we should work on that before expecting a relationship from another person. But yeah.
Rihanna, what is your experience with desires for the dating world, almost being in the dating world, and maybe being in the dating world?
Or just being single.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I always lived up to the idea of like, oh, I want a boyfriend so bad, I can't wait for that day, blah 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 blah. And then it wasn't until recently where I had this thing for someone, and I was like, this is very far from what I was expecting,
Mm-hmm.
and it really comes to your senses on how much hard work, communication, and time goes into things like a relationship.
Right.
So like my whole like perspective and like fantasy on having a boyfriend completely changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. I feel like even like okay, it doesn't even have to be movies where it's highly unrealistic. It's social media where people post, perfect pictures of themselves in a relationship, and even TikTok trends where they're so lovey-dovey and it's so cute and you feel like they're so happy and people say
Yeah.
it's the happiest time of their lives. So you want to be in that same situation.
To get to the stage with someone is like tough. It's a lot of
Hmm.
I think we all
consideration
have
with your
that
time.
desire to like be comfortable with someone like that
Mm.
romantically. And like at least from my outside perspective of Rihanna's experience,
Oh
I
my god.
realized that Rihanna deserved so much more. And
Ah.
sometimes as friends,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes as friends, you don't want to intrude on something. Even
Mhm.
Rihanna experienced this with me. Oh my god. Okay, this is a whole interlocked thing. But we both experienced it with each other. As friends, we kind of had that moral dilemma in our head to tell that person, like, you deserve better than that. And we can see that from the outside. Sometimes, back to the thing that Nicki said, we kind of get blinded when we find the first person that, shows some type of interest in us. So we don't think that critically of it at the start, at least. So as a friend, when I saw Rihanna in that, I was like, she deserves better. And she, like, not because of like a physical thing, but just the way that she was treated. I knew that she deserved someone that was actually proud of her, that, loved her unconditionally. So
Wow, such good
Yes.
friends.
Yes.
as a
Yes.
friend, I think like we should all remember that if you see your friend getting into a relationship, like don't be like, oh my god, that person is so ugly. Why are you dating them? Like seriously, think like, does this actually make that person happy, or is that happiness only 1/4 of the experience? You know, are they treating your friend like somebody who should be valued, somebody that they actually like? So, you know, think about those things. You know, look out for your friends.
Yes. Yes. 100%. Wow. Really like the things you guys said today. Thank you. That was really nice to
I
hear
like the
from
things
everyone.
you said, Nikki.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you. Wow, what is this wholesome interaction? Makes my heart sing. Um, hmm. And just some final words, like, eventually in your journey, when you feel a lot better about yourself, and everything, you will attract the right person. So I think confidence in your personality will make you confident to approach people, and therefore confident and, more prepared, more emotionally prepared to be in a relationship. So
for
at
sure.
the end of the day, it's okay to be single,
Yeah.
and use that time to work on yourself, things that you like as well.
I think our best experiences happen when we don't expect them. Our best life lessons happen when we're not searching for them. So, you
Mm,
know, don't wait so eagerly on it. Try to work on yourself first, and you know, those things will happen. Sometimes when we force things down, they don't end up how we want them to, and our fantasy is kind of broken apart. But you know, life is all about these learning experiences. So, you know, look out for your friends, look out for yourself. Maybe one day you'll be looking across the classroom and somebody will look back.
Oh
Um,
my
and we
god.
went full circle. Thank
full
you.
circle,
That
baby.
was
And
great.
thank you for listening to this episode. Go follow our Instagram, The Teenaging Podcast, our YouTube, The Teenaging Podcast, our Spotify, The Teenaging Podcast. We have an anonymous page if you want to say anything. It's The Teenaging Podcast. And last but not least, our beautiful Twitter. Twitter.
Twitter.
Our beautiful Twitter, The Teenaging Pod. Nobody's on there, but you could be a part of the exclusive club. Oh, and a recent addition, we have a TikTok now. We will be making something
We
on
will.
there. We
We will.
promise. I pinky promise to you guys, okay? It will happen. So we'll
Yes.
see you guys next episode. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.